Good afternoon, students. Today we're going to finish our feature article by Bijal Bitriveri about the Spider-Man behind the Spider-Man. We talked before about a feature article. Who can tell me, guys, what is a feature article? What is a feature article? I hear someone saying the correct answer. A feature article is the main story in the magazine that focuses on a special event, place, or person in great detail. Whether they're creatively focused or noteworthy, however, they always have one thing in common, which is the human interest. I think I explained that before, and we explained that in writing in detail, guys. Let's go, guys, directly to our text analysis, which is what the text features that we focused on, okay, in the last time while explaining. What are text features, guys? Who can tell me? Text features? I hear someone saying the answer. Yes, Ahmed. Yes, text features include all the components of a story or article that aren't in the main body of a text. They include, for example, headings, subheadings, sidebars, bulleted lists, and a lot of things. Still, do you remember what is a sidebar, guys? Sidebar, additional information set in a box alongside, below, or within what? Within an article. And I think I explained that in detail, guys, while explaining the feature article in the last time. Also, guys, the reading strategy, and we said that we focus on the reading strategy that we're going to use in the piece of comprehension that we're going to read. Here, in the feature article, we have a reading strategy which is summarize. What do we mean by summarize, guys? Summarize is to retell briefly the main ideas or key points in the order in which they appear in the original text. Summarize is to briefly retell the main ideas or key points in the order in which they appear in the original text. Summarizing is the way to check your understanding. Also, I explained that, and I trained you guys on how to make a summary in the last time. Now let's go, guys, to the last page today that we're going to explain. We know, guys, that Stephen Catcher searches for a spider to use it in the movie entitled The Spider-Man. So we stopped here, guys, the last time. Here in this sidebar, we talked about the typical tasks of an entomologist, and we said that an entomologist is a person who studies what? Who studies a spider. And I explained that too. Now I stopped here. I'm gonna start reading from here. One spider could jump. Now we're searching about what? Searching about a spider to be used in the movie. Another was able to spin webs very quickly. And yet another was able to produce a drag line and essentially swing out of the way. All activities that a Spider-Man can do. Now, here, he's counting, okay, the activities of a spider, of what a spider, or that the spider can do. These kind of activities are going to be done by what? Are going to be made by what? By the Spider-Man in the movie. The one who's going to be what? Is going to be bitten by the spider is going to do all these activities in the movie. Notice, guys, here in line 57, 59, the author uses infinitive form. Who can tell me? Like spin, like reduce. Why, guys, did he use what? The infinitive form? To clarify what each spider was able to do. To clarify what each spider was able to do. But I'd like to ask you guys a question outside the lesson. He used the infinitive form. Who can tell me about the infinitive form, guys? Yes, I hear someone saying the answer. Correct. An infinitive is a verb form that usually begins with what, guys? With the word to, and acts as a noun, as an adjective, as an adverb. That's good. For example, okay, to be loved is a hard work. To be loved here used as a noun. To be loved is a hard work, used as a subject here, used as a noun. I explained, okay, the infinitive form, and I gave you so many examples before, guys. Now let's complete. If I said you need to study, also to study here used as a noun, used as an object. You need what? To study. Now let's go, guys. Now he what? He counted, he multiplied. Okay, the activities what? The activities that a spider can do. The spiders that Remy selected was Stetoda grossa. Stetoda grossa. It's a kind of spider, this one. A brown spider with a smooth, swollen body and this thin, twiggy legs. If you looked at the legs of this spider, if you looked at it, guys, you feel that it looks like what? It looks like twigs. Twigs means small bushes, small branches. The problem was that the color was wrong. So there was a problem. The color was wrong. So there is what? There is an obstacle to use it what? To use it in the movie. So let's see what Stephen Catcher going to do in order to use it in the movie. We needed a spider that had metallic blue and radioactive red orange color to it. They needed a spider that had metallic blue and a radioactive red orange color to it. So they need to change the color of this spider to be used, says Miller. The answer was spider makeup. So you will use what? They will make up. Okay? They will use what? Makeup in order to change the color of the spider. Originally, Catcher wanted to make an entire costume. In the beginning, he wanted to make entire costume. Like, for example, attire, clothes, guys, clothes. But the timing came down to the wire. Down to the wire is an idiom, guys. Down to the wire is an idiom. So what is an idiom? An idiom is a phrase that has a meaning different from its individual words. Is a phrase that has a meaning different from its individual words. If you try to translate down to the wire, word by word, you won't be able to understand it. But it means what, guys? It means up to the deadline. The deadline approached it, and he was not able to do costume for the spider. So they will paint it. But the time it came down to the wire, the deadline approached it, and he had no time to do costume for it. And he finally settled on body paint. I had to find a non-toxic. Non-toxic. What do I mean by non-toxic, guys? Poisonous or otherwise life-threatening, non-toxic paint that is not going to hurt or harm the spider. Designed a little harness to hold the spider as he was painted, to make harness something to what to make the spider not moving a lot while painting it, and supervise the artist painting what Stetoda. I need, look at that part, it's very important. I need someone to read it and summarize it. Look here. Yes, you have 2 minutes. That's good. I need someone to read it Yes. I need the spider to go from A to B to C, and Steve can train it to what? To do that, says Miller, who has worked with Catcher on several movies. He is very creative. He can figure out how to get the creature to do what he wants while being very delicate. Delicate means kind, says Straub. Why in this age of computer-generated special effects did the director simply not animate the spider? Why didn't he use computer-generated special effects instead of using what, guys? A real spider, because the real thing always looks what? Looks best. Especially when it filled the whole movie screen, says Miller. What else? And the computer-generated graphics are very expensive. So he used the real spider because the real spider, or the real thing, always looks fast. Number two, guys, the computer or the computer-generated graphics are very expensive. Although the scene where the mutant spider bites Peter Parker is computer what? Generated. People find me and I am off on these adventures, says Catcher, problem solving and exploring and teaching and educating people about insects. But Stephen Catcher, the therapist, describes his life, his love, and his philosophy. Bugs are my business. Here we have a very important question. What crucial jobs did Catcher perform in the making of a Spider-Man? I asked you to read that part in order to what, guys? To conclude, guys, the crucial jobs that Catcher performed. Who can tell me, guys? Yes, Catcher had to find the perfect spider, paint it to resemble the spider in Spider-Man comics, and train it to what? To do what the property master wanted it to do. Thank you, guys, for today's lesson. Hoping to find it enjoyable. If there is any problem, you can contact me on my email or you can call me on my mobile phone. We finished the feature article today. Next week, inshallah, I'm going to share or to upload the worksheet for you guys and the answer key. Thank you.